Hey there, welcome if you're new, welcome back if you're not. My name is Brittany, and it's been a minute since I've actually sat down and done one of these. I feel like I'm saying that fairly often with these videos. We keep having things come up, and so it delays me doing these videos. But I kind of wanted to talk about an update on what's been going on with me and kind of in our life that has delayed me in being able to keep up on things as much as I would have liked to, and then kind of just some simple December goals that I'm setting that I feel like are a little bit more realistic for what's going on in my life right now. So let's get started. Okay, so first of all, between the months of September, October, and November, we have been completely turning our entire house upside down. We have had a lot of old house problems that we have had to deal with, and it's been a lot. And then add on just changes we had to make with our homeschool and doing things a little bit differently. And it has just taken a lot of my time and energy. You know, if that had just been what was going on, then it probably would have been fine. But then whenever I add in the fact that I do struggle with some pretty intense anxiety, it was just all overwhelming for me. So I had to let something slip, and I think the thing that needed to slip was the YouTube stuff. So that's kind of what's been going on in my life. But the thing I kind of want to focus on is the anxiety, because I feel like that is where I have been tripped up the most over these past couple of months, and something I really want to focus on and talk more about, and the things I am currently doing and the things I am starting now to deal with them, and how I'm trying to deal with them, the anxiety, in a more holistic way, and also acknowledging as a believer that there is a spiritual side to it as well. I have battled anxiety off and on for several years, and really the past year or two, it's kind of come to a head. It's gotten a lot worse, and I really do believe that there's a combination of different things that are going on, but a big thing I believe has to do with my gut health and my hormones. I think most people on this channel already know, or at least people who watch this channel already know, that I have celiac disease, and having had celiac disease for so long, I have really, really bad gut health. There are so many things that I can't eat because I just can't digest them very well, and I have learned that there is a very strong connection between your gut health and your mental health. And I have noticed, just as my gut health has declined over the years, my anxiety has increased significantly. And so now I've gotten to the point that not only do I have anxiety, but I am also starting to show OCD-like tendencies when it comes to things like our health. I find that I tend to obsess over things. Like we found mold in a couple of places, just like small instances of mold, not widespread mold throughout our house. And I tend to fixate and focus, and I think I see mold everywhere when it's not actually there. I tend to overanalyze absolutely every little thing with our health, and second guess everything, and drive my husband absolutely insane with it. And so I have really come to this realization that I desperately need to get it under control, because it's driving me crazy and it's driving my husband crazy, and he's very patient with me, but I don't want to burden him constantly with all of these crazy thoughts. I am actually very hopeful as I am going into this, because if it has to do with my gut, that's something that I can do something about. So currently, how I am managing my symptoms with my anxiety and these OCD, I've never been diagnosed with OCD, but these OCD-like tendencies, I am taking several supplements. I have collagen, which is really good for healing leaky gut. And so I take that every morning with my coffee. I take a double dose of L-theanine, which is really good for calming the nervous system. And then I also pair that with a half dose of CBD, that is the THC-free CBD, so it's a little bit easier on my system. And then I also take Vitex to deal with a hormonal imbalance that I've struggled with off and on since having my third baby. I have 4 children, if you're new here, but ever since my third, I've had issues with my hormones just being out of balance. And then I've also just tried to do just lots of prayer and taking it to the Lord. Every time I have these thoughts, I try to speak truth over them, what I know is true, and then I pray, that the Lord would just remove the fear from me. Because as a believer, I do trust that God is sovereign. I'm sorry if you hear coughing children in the background. We are all down with the flu this week. That's been another thing, just sickness on top of sickness constantly. I feel like everybody's been sick lately. I do believe that God is sovereign and that nothing can happen outside of his will. I know that. So I know that if there is something that I'm supposed to know or I'm supposed to do something about, he's going to bring it to my attention. And it's going to be in a way that is not full of fear and anxiety. It's going to be a way that is just full of that quiet surety that this is what we need to do moving forward. So that's what I'm leaning into. So some things that I am currently starting, and I feel like I've been talking about this since September, is a workout plan. I am trying to be more conscientious of exercising and moving my body every day. Exercise really does help me a lot. It helps with my anxiety, but I tend to put it on the back burner whenever it comes to other things that I feel have more pressing needs, like my children and homeschooling and the housework and my husband and all that. So in addition to working out, I do want to take a bigger focus on my diet. I have allowed some processed foods and just easier items to slip into our diet over the past couple of months, just because we've been so busy and my anxiety has felt all consuming. But as I have been taking these supplements and doing these things to help with the immediate symptoms, I am finding that I am able to do things more like cook from scratch, which has been a big struggle for me as of late. So I am trying to get back into cooking more whole foods and cooking from scratch, limiting my sugar, and just really focusing on good ingredients and whole foods. In addition to that, I really want to take the time to really kind of assign out different foods. I believe that food is medicine and that we can eat in a way that is good for us in order to heal our bodies whenever we are struggling with certain things. So since my gut is kind of imbalanced, I am going to be focusing more on some good prebiotics to feed the good bacteria that's already there, and also working to get back into fermenting. So making more things like my homemade yogurt and my kombucha and the water kefir that I've been saying I'm going to start for months now, and I have yet to get started. So just things like that, fermenting vegetables, to start really building the better bacteria in my gut, and also for my kids as well and my husband. And then really solidifying down some routines that make it easier on my brain, that I don't have to think as much as I'm putting these into practice as I am trying to work through my days. And finally, the last thing I'm wanting to implement is some journaling. It's something that a therapist had recommended that I start doing a long time ago that I never really got around to. And I am trying to be very careful as I am doing all of these things, because I think oftentimes we can fall into this trap that we think that we are doing all of these things, that we are doing all of the healing within our bodies, and it comes from a sense of control and trying to fix ourselves, when it really does truly come from the Lord, that he, I could make all of these changes and I could still not get any better. But I want to be a good steward of the body that he has given, and to be thankful for my health, and I want to honor him in my life. And I am just going to pray that he helps to heal my body, and he works to heal my body as I am trying my best to nourish myself. Okay, so that closes me into the December goals. So I have 3 goals and that's it. All of those things I listed before are in there. It's the working on my health as a general overall goal. It's just doing all of those things. And then I really want to focus on my prayer life, because I tend to be the kind of personality that I can do all of this. I've got it. It's no big deal. And I need to lean on the Lord more. The times that I stumble are always the times that I am leaning on myself and not leaning on Christ in me to do the things that He has called me to. And so I really need to just be more prayerful in my day-to-day life. And then my last one is to finish decluttering. And I said I was going to have this done by Thanksgiving, and Thanksgiving is tomorrow. And it is not done. But we have made some really good strides. So I really think that by the end of December, we will be done, because I am so close. I am so close to being done decluttering my house. And I know you're never actually done decluttering, because as soon as you're done, it's like it's a constant. You're going to constantly declutter for the rest of your life. But the big bulk decluttering, I feel like I will be done by then. So that is it of my kind of update. I am hoping to have more content coming out. I really want to get bigger into homeschooling content, and maybe just as my health journey and the things that I'm doing with my family. But also, I don't want to stop doing my food content, because I feel like food is so important, especially if you are dealing with any kind of chronic illness. Just eating well and learning how to cook in a way, especially when you're gluten-free. And it's really easy to fall into the easy junk food whenever you're eating a gluten-free diet, because it can feel daunting, but it's really not that hard. And so I want to be a resource for those people who are trying to eat healthier but are just continually tempted in that area. And I feel like that's most of us. So I should have a grocery haul coming out after this video, and then I am planning on doing a what's for dinner to kind of go through our meals to give y'all a better glimpse into what our food actually looks like, and preparation and things like that. So stay tuned for that. I am trying to get back onto a better schedule. But thank you for sitting down with me and hanging out with me, and until next time, bye.